Hello and welcome back to this channel. So in today's tutorial, we're gonna create a Valentine's Day themed artwork in Procreate. So let's just get started. So what you see on the screen is what we're gonna create in this tutorial. So I have used a square canvas. So we're just gonna go ahead and start with that. Go to your gallery, click on the plus symbol and choose a square. So if you feel intimidated about starting with a blank canvas, don't worry, I'll provide the sketch. You can go ahead and download it from the link in the description box below. Okay, so for the colors, I'm going to be using a color palette. If you want the same color palette, I'll provide the link in the description box below to download it as well. So let's start off by making almost square kind of a thing. So I'm just going to go into my lightest pink and I will be using mostly blotchy for all my illustration, except for this one I'm going to be using a monoline. And then we're going to go ahead and draw a rectangle shape. So it's not going to be exactly a rectangle or a square, just a normal shape like this, and go ahead and fill it up and make sure it's nice and smooth. So this is going to be our center as our base, and let me just make this a little nicer. Just drag and drop the color here. All right, so I think that looks good. Now let's start with the illustration. I'm going to go ahead and choose a new layer. And in that layer, I'm going to go ahead and choose my blotchy brush. You can find it under calligraphy. And make sure your square is always on top because we're going to be drawing below this square or rectangle or whatever this thing is. All right, let's go to the next color. So I'm going to choose this one here, which is like a dark purple. So I'll make sure I go to the blank layer below the rectangle. And I've set my brush setting to about 22%. It's totally up to you. You can make it bigger or smaller. So let's go ahead and draw this. And this. This as well here. Okay, so when you're drawing this, don't lift and come back again, because then it might change the color. So I'll make this 28, just like that. And I want some here as well. I think I'm going to make it a bit bigger. Yeah, this is perfect. Here and then here as well. Just quickly check how much it's occupying, the space I mean. I think these could be a bit bigger, so I'm just going to go ahead and erase it off. All right, let's go back to the brush. All right, so we are done with this color, I guess. So next I'm going to go into the dark purple and we're going to draw some blobs here like that. Make sure the blobs are not far apart. They're kind of close by to each other like that. And maybe some here. I'm going to overlap a couple of them like that. And then obviously you need to connect them like this. Okay, and next let's go to the pink one and we're going to draw some flowers. Our flowers are going to be super simple. It's just a bit of things like this and like that. Maybe a bit more color here. Maybe I'll give one here. Little pop of color. And then here I want one big one, so I think this should be good. And maybe one here. So let me go ahead and choose the green that we have and a little bit like that and draw something like that. Now I want to use these purple and we're going to put some purple flowers, but let me go ahead and click on a new layer beneath these things. I'll go ahead and draw a flower here. Like that. But I want to give some dark patches here. So that should be good. And then make it a bit bigger. More of that color there. Now I'll go back to this layer, which has all the rest of the things, and I will choose the dark purple again and try to give the outline. I'll reduce it to about 25% and give it something like this. You can use alpha lock now, but I'm not going to do that. There you go. This is ready, but we need to still do some things. So I'm just going to go ahead and mark something like this so that the space around here is filled up and it doesn't look empty, right? Okay, and then let me just go ahead and choose the green. I'll make a leaf like this, that. Want something here as well. How about here? This looks empty, right? Maybe go back to your brown, and I think we could do something here. Let's go to purple, and I think this place is empty, so I'm gonna add some things like that. Okay, once we are done, we're gonna go ahead and change the background color now. So for the background color, I'm going to go ahead and give this darker pink that we have, because that is going to be very nice. And then click on done. And next, let's go to our water brushes, and there's something called as water flicks, and we're gonna use this brush right now. So I have my purple set, so let me go to this dark purple that I have, set this up to about 21% or 22%. Yeah, this should be fine. But before that, I'm going to go ahead and go to a new layer and reduce the opacity of this brush, and then try to make splashes. That's too big. That's okay. And maybe increase it a little bit. Give some here, but not so much. That, and change the brush. It's too much, too little. This should be okay. And then use some red. I think our basic illustration is ready, but it's not done yet. So if you want, if you think the watercolor articles are too dark, you can always go here and reduce the opacity to as light as you want, like I've done here. So let me go ahead here and now swipe and click on duplicate. So let's go back to the layer below, select the dark purple that we have, click and drag. You can't see it because the top layer is checked. Now make sure you're on the purple layer. Go to your magic wand, Gaussian blur, layer, and swipe right so that you can see that nice shadow coming through like that. And once you're done, you can just click outside or brush tool and it'll be done. So let's go back to the blotchy again. I'm going to choose the dark purple that I have, and let me check the brush size. Oops, I think I need to be on a different layer on top of this. Brush size is okay. So I'm just gonna write my love. Okay, and then you can click on that and arrange it so that it's somewhere in the center. You can go ahead and increase the opacity if you want. But I definitely want to decrease the opacity of the purple florals. So our artwork is ready, and that brings us to the end of this tutorial, and I hope you liked it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on that notification bell so that you get notified every time I post a new video. I guess I'll see you in the next video then. Bye-bye.